afternoon and welcome to our first NSF SECURE Analytics webinar. It's Monday, May 5th, and I'm your host, Jason Wisnett. I serve in an outreach and engagement capacity on the NSF SECURE Analytics team, and we're joined here today by the leadership of NSF SECURE Analytics, Dr. Kevin Gamache, Director from Texas A&M University. Welcome.
Thanks, Jason.
And we're also joined by Dr. Glenn Tiffert, Deputy Director from the Hoover Institution at Stanford University. Welcome.
Great to be here, Jason. Thanks.
Absolutely. The aim of today's webinar is to provide the broader research and research security communities with an overview of NSF SECURE Analytics and some new updates on your progress and activities. And with that, I am going to do a screen share to your presentation, and we're going to kick off starting with Dr. Gamache.
Thanks again, Jason. We're excited. We're 6 months into this project now, and things are starting to happen. Things are moving forward. Secure Analytics is here to provide data collection, analysis, and reporting for the research community. That community consists of institutions of higher education, as well as small and medium-sized businesses and other not-for-profit research organizations. Our team consists of Texas A&M University, the Hoover Institution, and Parallax Advanced Research. We think it's a very powerful team for delivering something that's much needed for the community. Next slide. So our mission is to identify patterns of foreign interference in research that we can share with the community, identify research security risks, and most importantly, help the community understand whom they are collaborating with, who those collaborators are collaborating with, what the networks are, where the funding for these collaborations are coming from, and whether or not a foreign government nexus exists. And then we want to pull all this together so that we can provide new information on security risks that those collaborations entail, and then help the community develop mitigations for those risks. Next slide.
So our goal here really is to facilitate collaboration by helping our research community understand the opportunities and risks in the collaborations that they're contemplating. And to do that, we built an incredible team of geopolitical risk analysts with native language fluency in several major international languages, including Farsi, Arabic, and Chinese, data engineers, and a suite of programmers who are helping us build a platform that researchers in the community can use. We're leveraging very large qualitative and quantitative data sets on publications, patents, investments, government policies, and other relevant information pulled from a variety of sources in native languages. And we're going to build AI-driven tools on our platform that will transform these large data sets into actionable insights for members of the research community. Try to make all of that data legible so that they can make good decisions and policy from it. And from that data, and again, this is evidence-driven research here, we're going to do stakeholder training on risk identification, assessments, and mitigation, try to right-size the risk and right-size the strategies for managing it. And then also we're going to be publishing deep empirical reports on important topics in risk management and risks in international collaboration, and advisories on emergent topics that come up in the research community over the life of this award. Next slide, please. One of the things that we're proudest of is the Argus platform that we'll be building. Argus is not a single tool or even website, but a whole suite of tools that will start small and grow over the life of this program. Argus will allow you to do deep due diligence research on potential partners using the large bibliometric and patent, financial, corporate data sets that we intend to assemble, and allow users in the research community to help make better data-driven decisions about the choices that they make. The goal being to minimize the risk while still being able to do the international collaboration that drives innovation and discovery in our research enterprise. Next slide, please. Among the things we're proudest of also is our advisory board, which comprises leaders from academia, industry, and the legal and national security communities. We're especially lucky to have Condoleezza Rice, the former U.S. Secretary of State and National Security Advisor, as the chair of our board, and Dean John Sherman of Texas A&M's Bush School of Government as the vice chair of the board. But importantly, it's also got members from a variety of different constituencies in the research community, as well as, for example, former Secretary of Defense Robert Gates, former Provost of Caltech Steve Koonin, members of the impacted scientific community, particularly Gisela Perez Kusakawa from the Asian American Scholar Forum, and specialists in particular areas of research like biomedical research, biotech, quantum, and semiconductor research as well to help guide us to make good informed decisions. The board is going to help us connect to a network of subject matter experts who inform our technical assessments of risk and capabilities in critical lines of research and innovation, because we understand that it's important and critical, essential for us to get the science right in understanding risk in the research enterprise. So, next slide, please.
And I'll take this one. So many of us who serve on NSF Analytics, we also have dual roles in serving with the National NSF Secure Center that's led by the University of Washington, and also all the 5 secure regional centers located across the U.S. And so one of our partners also is the Risk Institute, with whom we align closely in the area of research security training and expertise. But in addition to partnering with other societies and associations, the Council on Government Relations, or COGR, are partnering with us for Argus beta testing, as Dr. Tiffert had mentioned earlier. And we're also partnering with the Risk Institute to leverage the Academic Security and Counter-Exploitation Program, or ASCII, to reach many of those who are in the research security area or space. And at the most recent ASCII conference in February, almost 500 people attended in person here at the Texas A&M University campus, with 130 participating virtually and almost 24 countries represented. And next year is the 10th anniversary of the conference, and it's viewed across the world as the largest research security training conference across the globe. But we're also looking to partner and collaborate with those outside of the ASCII conference or research security space. And so we would like to invite anyone interested in collaborating with us throughout the research community, including small and medium businesses, nonprofit research performing organizations. Please feel free to reach out to us. And I'm going to show our contact page here. And then one last thing I'd like to ask for those throughout the research community is, we'll talk about this in just a little bit. Dr. Tiffert will specifically about our quarterly advisories, is if anybody has suggestions on topics for future quarterly advisories, they can send us an email, contact us through our website. They will also see updates through the Risk Media Bulletin, another partnership we have with the Risk Institute. With that, I'm going to stop sharing our screen, and I'm going to kick to some questions that we received during, or you both received during this last year's ASCII conference in February, but also some others that we had received from the research community. The first I'll kick to Dr. Gamache. Can you share to what extent will it be possible to share the methodology and data sets with our European partners?
Yeah, Jason, it's our intention to make the work that we do in secure analytics as widely available as we can. So while we don't know exactly what that looks like today, we are committed to sharing with the international community.
Got it. Thank you so much. And these next few questions are for you, Dr. Tiffert. Specifically, if you can talk about what does the process look like to get approval and access to that Argus platform, and your timeline for rolling out that access?
Sure, I'll take that backwards and I'll work towards the front. And that is, our timeline right now is to come out with a minimal viable product of the Argus platform by September 1st, and we'll open that up to a select and diverse group of institutions that are US-based to do beta testing on it to ensure that it meets their needs, that it delivers the answers they want in a streamlined fashion. And over several months, we'll continue to make refinements based on the feedback that they return, with a goal of releasing the production version of Argus 1.0 to the research community sometime around February 1st, 2026. The onboarding process will be targeted at research security officers at academic institutions or their counterparts or peers out in the small and medium-sized business community, particularly the SIBR and SITR communities that have research security mandates to fulfill. That will involve an accreditation process. For example, if you're based at a university, it would very likely be a letter that we would receive from a cognizant official like the Vice Provost of Research, designating someone at that university being the approved user. And they would go on through an onboarding process in which they'd do some training, sign a data use agreement, and then get their own unique login credentials to the secure site to be able to use it. And so we expect to begin onboarding users in early 2026, sometime around February, in a graduated way.
Excellent. And I know one of the questions you both got at ASCII, and I know we've gotten this in a lot of different spaces as well, and that is just the average researcher, the PI in the research community. And will they eventually have, will there be a version of the Access platform available for them?
It's certainly something that we're considering. Initially, it's going to be research security officers. There's going to be a tremendous amount of power under the hood on the data that we're collecting and the analytics engines that we'll be developing, particularly some of the AI tools and the risk modeling tools. And we want to be sure that we get it right and we work responsibly with that data. And then we can certainly entertain conversations with members of the research community to consider onboarding different classes of users. It's an open question.
Sure. And you talking about the power under the hood, is there any anticipation of federal research labs or funding agencies eventually having access to the Argus platform?
So certainly we're going to offer our federal partners exactly the same access to the base level Argus tier that all other members of the research community will have. So they'll all come in the same place. But Argus, as I say, is a platform that will grow over time. We'll be coming out probably very much like your phone gets an update on at least an annual basis, one major release per year with lots of minor feature enhancements and refinements over the course of each year so that Argus keeps getting better and better. In addition, that base tier will have a modest subscription fee to ensure that it is available and accessible to the broadest reach of the research community. But we're contemplating also in creating a tiered model. For example, a pro tier of service that would be available to research institutions that have especially large or complex research portfolios, a corporate tier that's especially calibrated towards the special needs of the business community, and then possibly a government tier as well that would exist on separate infrastructure that would be meet all of the security requirements that are unique to that class of users as well. And so this tiered model will be rolled out over time. We're also going to be working with commercial partners potentially as well to enhance the functionality, accelerate development, and bring in licensed commercial data like patent and financial data that will serve certain use cases.
That is fascinating. Thank you for that detailed update, Dr. Tiffert. And this next question is for Dr. Gamache. We had also received some questions of folks asking if the products produced from Secure Analytics will it be controlled classified information?
No, the information that we'll be producing in our reports and our advisories will be completely unclassified so that we can share it widely.
Okay, excellent. And this last question is also for you, Dr. Gamache. Can you just tell those viewers what is next for NSF Secure Analytics?
Sure. Glenn kind of described the rhythm that we're getting into with the development of Argus. So you can expect a major update to Argus every fall. We're on a rhythm of producing one advisory per quarter. You'll see the first advisory coming out here within a few weeks, and then two major reports. And the reports will be 50 to 60 page reports on a variety of topics. One of those will come out in the summer, and one will come out in the fourth quarter of every year. And we're well into the first report right now. So you'll see that coming out sometime in the late June, early July timeframe.
Excellent. Any other updates? We'll have just an open floor right now. Anything else you would like to let the research community know about with regards to activities of Secure Analytics?
Secure Analytics is extremely active internationally. We've developed very strong ties to folks around the world, but particularly among our allies and partners who are facing similar challenges with how to understand risk in the research enterprise, create policies that are informed by good granular data that are well scoped. And I think we do this together. And it's especially important for us to do this in alignment with our allies and partners so that we can continue to create interoperable systems, facilitate the really productive research that is critical to innovation among ourselves, so that we don't get in the way of each other or trip each other up as we do this work. And so the international dimension of this is critical to develop shared understanding, shared learning, and maybe eventually shared tools as well.
Yeah. Excellent news. Yeah.
I'd like to add as well that, we're here to serve the community, and we're interested in hearing your ideas of what would be helpful for advisories and reports. So if you have ideas on what would be helpful to raise the level of your research security program, please let us know through our website.
And I'm just going to throw that up here as we close. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the both of you. I know you have a lot of things going on in your respective schedules, and I know this is an important topic for the research community. And so thank you for taking the time. Looking forward to having future webinars with you both.
Thanks, Jason.
Been a pleasure, Jason. Thanks.